Hello, hello, hello. Good evening and happy Sunday to everyone. This is Charles McKay, your host of the Detroit Metro Plug podcast, where connections matter, bringing you interviews of Detroit difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship and community involvement. First of all, I just want to say happy Sunday. Thank you for those who are watching us live. Thank you for those who will watch the playback. We're going live on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook on our page, Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. If you are watching live, I want to encourage you to like and share. Share this interview. We have a difference maker, entrepreneur on with us today. He's going to share some great information. If you ever thought about what it takes to be a social media influencer, how to monetize, or is there a way to monetize your content? Well, good, we got a good guest today. So I'm excited about you tuning in. Again, like and share. And I thank everyone for tuning in and who are watching live and the replay. So we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna introduce our next guest. Um, our ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited. Our next guest, uh, she is. Before I tell you her name, some of you may have seen the post, but she learned the hair and beauty business from her grandmother, who was a legend in the city of Detroit. She was born and raised in Detroit. At the age of 12, 11 or 12, she had been doing hair. She evolved to become a master barber. Not just a master barber, but she has become proficient in cutting hair and almost like an artistry. Like you could see creating designs if you ever see any of her posts on Facebook. And not only that, she developed some products for men, for your beard, and also some other hair care products. And not only that, wait, there's more. She has developed and became a major social media influencer. Her Facebook page has over 35,000 followers for all three of her pages combined, and her Instagram has over 21,000 all her pages combined. But wait, there's more. With her social media platforms, she has reached over 20 million people. A lot of her videos have gone viral. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know who I'm talking about Toy Marie, known in our area as the Chop Goddess.
Hey. Hello, hello, hello.
All right. So we're gonna get right to it. So I did a little introduction. So if you could just tell us a little bit about yourself, your upbringing a little bit, where you're from, who you with, all that good stuff. So
So I am Toy Marie, or known as Chop Goddess on Google. I am a master barber, a media influencer. I do a lot of business branding and marketing and artist development. I am a film writer and director of movies. And so I'm from Detroit. I also have been in Alabama for the last 18 years. So I moved back here and I've been back for about 2 years now. But my roots are Detroit. I'm an East Sider.
all right. Okay. All right. So we're gonna get right into it. Let's share a little bit of an introduction. We have a comment. I don't know if you know Geneva McCall. She says, "Good evening."
Good evening.
Okay.
Oh, I
All
gotta
right.
cancel.
So let's start. What I like to do is I like to share. Start before we go into all the stuff that you do. I like to share with our audience, if you don't mind, just your journey. In the introduction, I talked about as a child that you got
Mhm.
introduced into the hair industry, the beauty industry. So share a little about your journey in that space.
So I started as an entrepreneur when I was very young. My great grandmother Essie Mae Newberry was an entrepreneur. She was a businesswoman. All I
Mhm.
kept seeing is she had every fur coat, shoes, purses, designers. She got her nails done all the time, and she was always going to collect money. And I'm like, what is she doing? Because I was with her, and they respected her so much in the city. I made money just from being with my grandmother. I'm collecting like $20 and $30 for the day when she goes and runs her books or collects her receipts. And so I started off doing hair in her kitchen. A lot of the people were senior citizens. So they had hair issues where they had like baldness. That stemmed over to I had a son. My son had eczema. His hair was falling out. His skin was getting very dry. At the time, I was in school for pre-med and I was studying skin and hair. So I developed a hair product line by accident. A lot of my friends' husbands just started using it and they were saying how it helped them. And that led me to doing treatments on their beards. So they had patchy beard, the little Anthony Hamiltons. I got them
Okay.
back right. And so then that led me to doing male hair units, which is AKA man weaves that you guys see going viral. I did
Man
man
weave.
weaves. Yes, man weaves. So whatever, if you're bald, whatever hairstyle you see, I can give you that hairstyle. Whether it's a fade, whether it's a taper,
Now,
whatever
I
the
don't want to
hairstyle
interrupt you, but can you can you break down what is you said a man weave or a
a
man wig?
man weave or hair unit is
Oh,
what they're
okay.
called.
It's like I mean, I think a weave like the glue, so on.
So
So how
some
does
of it
that
can
work
be
with?
glue, some of it can be sewed on. It's different
Oh,
techniques
wow, wow,
based on the style you want. Like I said, some want like a low fade. So I can give you a low fade and
wow.
just add a little bit of hair. Maybe you have just like a bald spot, or maybe all of this is gone. Usually this is the predominant area. So I can
Right,
put
right.
all of that back up there and blend it into your hair.
Wow. And it looks, I mean, can somebody tell?
Yes.
It
Yeah,
looks all
no.
natural?
No.
Wow.
And they pay for it. They pay for it. So it gotta
Yeah.
look natural.
Okay, okay. All right. All right. So you start, your grandmother mentored you, gave you a start, you in the kitchen,
Yeah, I'm in the
doing
kitchen doing
hair.
hair.
And
Doing
how
hair.
did you learn the skills with did you start before you went to barber school? Did you learn how to cut men's hair as a young person?
So like I said, a lot of my friends, their husbands were using my products. And so then I started doing treatments like scalp treatments, beard
Okay.
treatments. And so I was
Mhm.
known as the beardologist. Like people would travel from out of town to
Wow,
come
wow.
get some of my beard treatments. And so I was like one of the first ones to do like a beard treatment where you didn't have to stick your whole face inside the sink. And so it started from there. And so I mentored under a guy named Mike Sales. He goes viral for doing male hair units. And while I
Okay.
was there, I'm like, okay, he's basically like, I'm doing a lot of the work or whatever. So I'm like, this is something I can pick up. I can like start doing barbering. And so I quit my day job and I said, I'm going full time in the barbershop and I'm about to give it my all. And I started
Mm.
cutting. Of course, I butchered, a lot, when it came
Right,
to
right.
cutting. And eventually I worked my way up to several competitions and becoming
Wow.
an award winning in magazines and a master barber. And now I
Wow,
teach
wow.
other
So
barbers.
so tell me, how did you get your unique name, the Chop Goddess? Was it cutting up hair? What was it?
So like when I was doing cuts and once I started taking over the cuts, like my sales came to me, he's like, yo, what's your barber name? I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? He's like, every barber has a name. It's like a
Oh yeah, right, right,
championship belt that you wear. I'm like, what? I stayed up all day. I'm like, what can my name be? What can my name? I'm like, well, I'm like a goddess. Like when they see me, they're like, gosh, that's a goddess. I'm like, I'm chopping it up. I'm
right.
chop
Chopping it
goddess.
up. Chop
But they
Goddess.
were calling
Okay.
me beardologist at first. They were like, that's the beardologist. But chop goddess is what I ended up coming up with after staying up all night.
Wow, okay. And that stuck. Chop Goddess. Right.
Chop goddess.
And okay. And so you help to grow beards, because I can get a little
Yeah, I can
stub,
get
but
them to
I
connect.
can't get them to connect.
If you
Oh,
got an
okay.
Anthony Hamilton, I can get you
Yeah,
right.
yeah, I
And I
got a
got
little Happy Hamilton over here on this
Anthony
side. I
Hamilton.
wanted to get it full, because beards is
Right.
like, that's the
So
style
I
now.
can, depending on what the element is. So I usually I try to look at it and see if the follicle is completely dead. A lot of times the follicle is not dead. The follicle needs to be stimulated.
Stimulated.
And
Okay.
it needs to be stimulated. And so like it might be stuck down there. It might be slightly damaged on part of like the hair follicle
Right.
is like a bolt. So
Right.
part of it, it might be a little damaged, and then it just needs some repair. So it just depends on different people. So my product is called Beard is Life and
Beard is life.
Curlays Hair with a K. Beard is Life. And
Okay.
so I have a whole beard line, the whole kit. I have beard milk, shampoos,
Wow.
conditioners, balms, pomade, everything.
Wow. Wow. Now, so how do people get your products for the
On my website, which is chopgoddess.com. And then in
shopgoddess.com?
barbershops, a lot of the barbershops, they'll have my products on display. But for right now, the easiest way is chopgoddess.com.
Okay. Now, is that product available anywhere in the country? They can order it online, or how is it
They can order
normally?
it. They can order it online in this country, out of this country. They sell them.
Oh,
My
okay.
products do well in Brazil,
Oh,
actually.
wow, wow.
Yeah,
Now, is it on Amazon, or is it just through
it's
you have a
not
whole,
yet. It's not yet.
oh, you're working on, oh, I don't know
I'm
if you're
working
working
on
on
that.
that. Oh, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot of work. Right, right. All right, that's dope. So you got the beard products.
Yep.
You became a master barber in competitions. You developed the name Chop Goddess. Shout out to your grandmother who mentored
Yep.
you in that space. Okay.
Which is
Now,
funny. Let me just say, because I
yeah,
know
go
like
ahead.
females are watching, and on Facebook I have a bigger female audience. IG is more so male. When I started, I was very discouraged. A lot of the guys would talk crap, like the other barbers, like, "Oh, she's only selling out," because they weren't selling out. And they're like, she's only selling out because she's a female. They all want to, do
Right,
her. They were talking crap. And
right,
so,
right, right.
fast forward to COVID ended up hitting. And then when it started back up, there was a cut I had did after the riots. The Black Lives Matters.
Oh, the George
Um,
Foreman. Right.
After George Foreman, there was a cut
Yeah.
I did. It was a Black Power fist. Someone was blowing up my phone, I'm like, what's going on? Why are they calling me back in Alabama? So, dude that I used to work at the barbershop with, he calls me and says, Toy, pull up your IG right now. I
Right.
go to my IG. The guy is going viral for a cut he did. His customer sent him a screenshot of the cut, and he said, "Bro, this is the most fireest cut I've ever seen. Can you imitate this cut?" He's like, "You want this?" He goes, "Heck yeah, you ain't gonna mess me up, are you? Because I don't think you can do it." And the guy was like, "I'm gonna do it." The guy imitated the cut and he went viral. So I commented, "Thanks so much, bro. I'm glad you imitated my cut." This was one of the barbers who actually was talking mad shit about me, and you were
Right. Right.
imitating my award-winning cut. So it's
Good.
like
Right.
this
Right.
whole
Right.
360 thing, like you was dogging me out, and then boom, you're imitating me. But yeah,
Right.
so I just wanted to share that story.
Oh, that's dope. That's a dope story. Okay, so we shared about your journey in the hair and beauty industry, particularly with being a master barber. So did you start it? How does your social media presence? Did you start it to show some of your cuts, or what was that all like?
No.
How did-
So my cuts eventually, like I wasn't showing cuts at all when I first
Okay.
started cutting. And actually, after I started making posts, I started going viral and everybody wanted it. I'm like, oh my God, I'm nervous now. Like, oh, they want me. Like, what if I mess up? It's too much pressure. And so, but at first, for a good year, I wasn't sharing anything about my cuts. Like nobody knew I was cutting at all. I think the first time I made a bang was in 2016. There was a
2016.
post. Yeah. Before I was doing a bunch of organic posts. Like I was doing like making my own deodorants and soaps and like,
Right, right,
homeschooling my kids. Nobody was really trying to hear about any of that or politics or nothing. And I
right,
just saw a post one day. And this was after I was going through my divorce. And basically I was just like, fuck it. Like I wasn't cursing at the time or anything. And then now I'm cursing. I'm like, okay, fuck it. I'm just gonna say I'm tired of being perfect. I'm gonna say what the fuck I feel.
right, right,
I saw something on social media. A black girl had got raped by a police officer, and everybody was outraged about it. And I was
right,
outraged. And I said, you guys are so outraged about this little girl that got raped, and you need to show that same sort of outrage towards your family members when you go to the family barbecue and your same uncle that's been touching on the kids for years
right,
that you
right,
still
right,
supporting. That
right, right.
post took off. I think it reached over 5 million people. That was the first
Wow,
win
wow.
of me going viral. Then since then, I kind of just got
Now,
in those.
how do you explain what was it? How did you share it just on your personal
I
Facebook
shared it on
page?
my personal page. Yeah.
And then people just started resharing, and then
They just started
boom.
resharing. They just started resharing.
Right.
And that's one thing, one takeaway that I learned about whenever I'm posting and I know it's going to go viral is when I see a bunch of ads of strangers. Like they're adding all of their friends and I don't know any one of them. So I'm like, okay, this post is about to do numbers.
Now, what was it like going back to that post when you posted it? How you felt,
Mhm.
reaction to a news story, and then does your phone start blowing
Ping,
up? Like
ping,
you get
ping, ping,
message,
ping,
bing, bing,
ping,
bing,
ping. My
bing,
phone's
bing.
going ping, 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 ping,
You was
ping, ping,
like,
ping.
"Dang, is my
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 Facebook
phone
locked up.
possessed or something?" Like, what did you? What was your reaction like when it just started
I think I
going
didn't even come
crazy?
back to it until like the next day. I went to
Right? Was
sleep
people
and
calling you
woke
like,
up and it was
"Yo,
like
Chop,
boom,
what's
my
going
phone was
on?"
I was like, what the heck is happening? Like everybody's
Right,
sharing it. Now they're sharing my face. I'm like,
right,
oh
right,
my God. I had messages with people that were sending me their stories. They were sending me their rape stories. Men and women were sending me their stories.
Oh, wow,
And
wow.
to be honest, it got so overwhelming for me because that's a trigger for me when it comes to like childhood trauma and things
Right,
like that.
right,
I couldn't even go back to the post anymore after I posted, and so that's usually a trend of mine. Like once it like takes off and it goes so far viral, I usually don't even go back.
right, right. Okay. So let's get into, since we talked about that, you started doing some posts. So how did you learn how did you evolve to being this influencer? Did you study the algorithm? You know how the algorithms
So
change
I
like
am
every week or
excellent
something.
at algorithms and numbers. Like I
Okay.
study words, wordplay. I study,
Okay.
I
How did
look
you
at the
develop
back end.
that? Just a knack for it, or you started reading books? You You want
I'm a
to
nerd. So like I'm a nerd, I'm a Sagittarius. I love to learn. Like I'm
Okay,
literally
okay,
like I'm a sponge. Like
okay.
any information that I don't know, if you be like,
Right,
Toy, what do
right,
turtles do
right.
at nighttime? I'm like, oh my God. I must be up all night and I'm about to study how turtles sleep at
Right,
night.
right.
Like,
As
and
turtles.
so
Okay.
when it came to it, I'm always been big on numbers, but then I discovered that they had a backend office on Facebook particularly that you can go and you can look at exactly either what hashtag worked. You can look at what word it was that
Okay.
did the most.
Now let's slow it down. Okay, because for people who are listening who may be like,
Mhm.
wow, so when you say facing, you talking about the meta business back end or a
So
different
even
back
if it's
end
not,
office?
you only get the meta business if you converted your account over.
Right,
So
right. So I
even
have a meta business, but explain to everybody what is a Facebook back end? Is that a different website
well,
or
it's not. It can be the meta business, which that's what they're converting to. But like once you make your page kind of like a business page. If you have a business page on your
right?
business page, you go to like your numbers, your statistics. Most people don't click on that. But if you go to like your numbers, it's going to tell you what region, how many men, how many
Right, right, right,
women.
right. They call
It's
it
going
the
to tell you all that.
insights. Right, the
Hmm.
insights, yeah. Uh-huh. Analytics.
Right, right.
The analytics, yeah.
And
Okay.
so I just started watching. I started looking at it. I started looking where the trends were, where my top states were, which I was surprised to know because it was some places I had never been. But
Wow.
I started looking at that and researching that, and I started studying the algorithm.
Wow. So tell us about the algorithm. It seems like it changes every
It
other week.
does. It does. But you know what? One thing about it is Facebook and a lot, Facebook is owned with IG. They're all one and
Right.
the same.
Right. Uh-huh.
And so they do this thing where you can always subscribe to their emails. Like there's different emails lists,
Okay.
there's different private groups that Facebook they pull up that they pop up where you
Okay.
can join. Sometimes it's invite only,
You
but
see, I
sometimes
hear
you're
I'm
allowed to
taking
join.
notes. I'm taking notes. I'm learning too. I'm writing down.
Sometimes you can join where they give you tips or they will let you know when they're about to change. Like for instance, there was just a change a couple of months ago where you know how you have your business profile, how your business profile
Oh yeah,
looks.
yeah. I
Well,
saw that. Yeah.
converted your personal pages into kind of like business profiles where they're now monetizable pages. So now your
Right.
personal pages, everything that you post, you now have insights to those posts.
I saw that, and I noticed some people on their personal Facebook page changed to digital creator. Right.
Well, you can choose. Like that title really isn't. You can choose what you
Oh,
want that title to be
but it seemed
based
like
on
their
what your
page was set
category
up
is.
differently. I don't know
Because I
what
think
is
that's at the
that.
top. Maybe that's at the top. But like, if you want to change yours to product and services, if you want to, whatever
In
it
my
is that you
personal
do,
page, right? Not my
yeah,
business
your
page.
personal page now. They
Oh, see, I
switched
haven't
it a
done that.
couple of minutes ago. Yes, they
So how
changed.
does one do that? How does one turn their personal page into so you can set
It's
up to
invite
monetize?
only right now, so they haven't opened it
Oh,
up to the
I
public,
haven't
but
got
it's
invited. I got to
okay. Yeah,
know
you
somebody
gotta
like
get
you.
invited.
I got
It's
to
invite only.
you got to
And
invite me.
don't no one get nervous like, oh, you gotta have like 5,000 followers. I've seen people with 1,000 followers and they got the new platform. I think it just is a
I may
matter
have
of
gotten invited and didn't know. I get email. I don't read all
now.
those.
I'm glad you said that because you either
I got emails.
you have 3 to 7 days to click accept. If you do not accept, it goes away.
Oh,
So
okay.
as soon as they send it to you, it's a limited time, the invite.
So, what advice would you give somebody? They're just starting out. They have a business or they have a product
Mhm.
or they want to be a personal brand, and
Yeah.
they're just starting out and they want to have a presence on social media. What tips
Mhm.
would you give them?
I would tell them to hire me. No,
Okay, all right.
I
Tip
have a
number
marketing
one:
business.
hire
My
top dollar.
marketing business is Goddess Assist, where I help your visibility, I help
Okay,
your reach, your numbers, your clientele, all of that,
right.
all social media. But other than that, on your own, it's really about studying your audience. People don't do that. You have to look at, and a lot of people they get into like that old mindset of, oh, I don't really like the internet, social media is too fake. Listen, if you're trying to sell something, it's word of mouth. So
Right.
word of mouth, the fastest way on social media. You need to make a presence. You need to let them know who you are. So you want to post things so that you can be more personable to them so that they know who you are to make them want to buy. You have to study them and your audience. If most of the people that's posted on your page, if 70% is women and 30% is men, and you see out of those women, the majority of them are posting about, I don't know, elephant mothers, then you need to find a way to factor in what your product is, what your brand is with elephant mothers.
Okay. So you just
And
say, okay.
groups. There are
Mhm.
so many Facebook groups, and there are new ones that pop up
Right.
daily. I had a Facebook group. It had reached over 100,000 members,
Wow.
women only, invite only at that. You couldn't even find my
Right,
group.
right, right, right,
So it was invite only. That group, it went viral. It made it to BT, the Shade Room, and a lot of different things. But you can always join groups. Join
right,
groups, talk to other women, talk to other men that are in those type of groups that are doing things that you're doing. Another thing I tell people is, if you are trying to do something, or you want to become something, let's say that it's even a doctor, right? You want to be a
right,
doctor, you want to be a nurse. Add 100 people that's a nurse or a doctor. Go do a search on your Facebook or on your IG,
right,
nurses, and then the city you're in. Add 100 people that are
right,
doctors, nurses, people that are technicians,
mhm,
CNAs. Add them all.
right, right, right. So the tip is first hire you, of course. If they still want to do it on their own, they have to really study their
You gotta
audience,
study. You
study
gotta
your
study.
audience, know your product and service, connect with people who connect with it,
Who's
with that.
doing it? Connect with
Now,
people that's doing what you want to do.
I know it because I watched a little bit too because I'm trying to grow in my social media presence.
Right.
So, what's the recommendation far as how many posts? I know that IG is trying to compete with TikTok, so they're
TikTok,
really
they
pushing on
are.
video and reels. But how many reels? How many?
Let me
what's
tell
the?
you.
Some people get
Let me.
overwhelmed. Like how many? I'm not gonna have time to be posting
Okay.
all the everyday chop. I got kids
Listen.
and
You think you don't have
a
time. You
job.
think you don't have time. Like just how we're sitting
Show
here
us the
right
hack.
now.
What's the hack?
Listen. Since we've been sitting here, I've shared this video already to 10 different groups. Since we've been
Wow.
sitting here, I shared it to 10 different groups.
I didn't even see
Um.
you do that. How did you do that?
Right.
With your mind or your phone or something?
I have another
You
phone on the other
telegraph?
side of me.
Oh, you got an assistant?
I have another phone on the other side of me.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
I got my other phone. I pull it up. Doot, doot, doot. It takes 5 seconds. 5 seconds to post.
Right,
Okay, you
right,
don't have to
right.
do this all day. You can spend maybe an hour, and it can be at midnight. Say you want to be on it at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and you just spend 1 hour where you're doing this. Oh, and then the kicker is you need to learn your times. There's certain times of day, peak times, that are your specific times that your posts are going to be the most visible. So that means people might not see your post at 1 p.m. Maybe only 5 people out of your whole list of friends would be able
So
to
is it
get
is
not.
it best to post in the morning or it depends on what
It's
you
going to
on your
tell you
brand?
each person is different, but generally speaking, most of the time it's going to be from 8 to 9 a.m. It's going to
Oh,
be from lunchtime, so 12 to 1 p.m. And
89,
it's going to be when
12.
people get off work, so
What about at
6
night? What
o'clock.
what if I post at night sometime because
So
when
I
I'm
said when they
not
get off
busy?
work. So most people get off work at 5 p.m. They get home by 6 o'clock. They're finished making their dinner. So
Okay.
between 6 o'clock to like 8 o'clock is a big gap for you to be able to post to reach
6 to 8.
the most
So
engagement.
if you post in the middle of the night, it may only just reach 5 people. That's what you're saying.
If you don't have that reach, and you're not someone that posts often, 9 times out of 10, no, it's not. But then
Okay.
again, like I said, your back end office will tell you that here's a peak hour for you. After they round up everything that you do and how many people see your things for you, they've kind of already put it into a structure for you that lets you know. But
Mhm.
generally speaking, if you're not someone with a presence, it's not going to do anything. And
Now
it's not that a lot of people get upset, like, oh, nobody supports me, nobody hits like.
right,
It's
right.
not that they're not trying to support you, they can't see it.
They
If
can't
you have
see it.
100
The
people on your
algorithm, right.
friends list, let
Yeah,
me
yeah.
tell you, if you have 100 people on your friends list, maybe 10 people on that friends list even saw your post because Facebook makes it invisible. They never
Right,
saw your post. And
right.
then I tell people too, even if you got 1 or 2 likes, and I do this, I actually take screenshots in my backhand office. I said, this is why it doesn't matter if you got 1 or 2 likes. What matters is the reach. I can get 1 or 2 likes and I can hit reach and go to my insights and it'll say I reached 5,000 people. So
Right.
everybody is not a clicker. Everybody is not someone that clicks,
Who
but I
click?
guarantee when you see them out, they know exactly what you posted usually. They saw it.
Okay.
And they shared it one way or another. And if your account is public, it's going to be visible on Google, your posts, your keywords, whatever word,
Right.
whatever you were
Right,
having a
right,
discussion about, it's going to pop up on Google, or another blog site, an offsite is going to pick up your
right,
post and they're going to reshare your word and it's going to have your name on it.
right.
So you still reach more people.
Okay. So to backtrack, best times to post in the morning, 8 to 9, when people kind of going to work or getting
When they're
ready for
getting
work.
ready before they go to
Yeah,
work.
and then lunchtime, 12 to 1, and then when they get off work, 6 to 8. Right
Right.
now, should
Hmm.
somebody do 2 posts a day, 1 post a day, or what? What you? what would be your
I
recommendation?
would say do 2 posts a day. Like you don't have to. So like I said, it's a mental thing for a lot of people where it's hard for them to post. So
Right.
at least post at least twice a week.
Twice a
The
week.
more
Okay.
you post, the more visible you are. The
Okay.
less you post, the less visible you are. So I like to say like it's like a ripple effect. Like if
Okay.
you throw a stone in the water, you got the ripple. You got the ripple. The
Right.
less you post, the ripple is getting shorter.
Yes.
Nobody, it's not reaching anybody because you're not active. When I
Okay.
make a post, I'm at the top of everybody's list when they open up their Facebook because I post often and I post about engaging things that they want to talk about. So
Okay.
you need to continuously post. And
Okay.
especially if you went ahead and you got a lot of numbers, post something behind that. Why are you getting a bunch of numbers on a post and then you're not posting again for 2 weeks?
Wow. Okay. Okay. This is a master class. This is a master class. Now, um, so I want because I like to kind of break it down if you don't mind. And I don't
Yeah,
want to take away
because I want to
from.
resurface back around to something you said about the reels versus TikTok because there's something that they're doing that includes
Oh,
money
okay.
right there.
Okay. I wanted to
Okay.
jump in real quick before we jump into that. So we talked about posting, 2 or 3 times. I noticed that there's some apps that help you plan out the week. Like I think it's Hootsuite. There's some other apps. Do you recommend people use like Canva or something like that? No,
Well, you said Canva. Canva
I
that
use
I know
Canva. I
of
like
is
Canva.
is a that's an editing app for like your
Right, right.
photos,
But
right?
you can schedule posts through Canva on some on
Okay, well that
Canva
it kind
Pro.
of makes no sense because through the Better Business you can schedule your posts. So you
Now,
just
what
log
is
in or
that? What
you
you said? The who?
Better Business. So you have
Oh,
an app.
better. You
Yeah,
don't
they
need
have an
the
app.
app.
Yes. Well, there's two different ones. You got the I say better. It's Meta
Meta,
Business,
Meta Business
and Business Suites.
and
Your
Business Suite.
Business Suites
Okay.
also connects your IG.
Yeah. Right.
So, for instance, for my clients, I have this artist. When I'm about to post something, I'm juggling between 20 different, businesses that I'm managing for other people. And
Okay.
so at midnight, I'm about to post all their stuff all at once. It's going to take
And
me five
schedule it.
minutes.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
going to schedule it to drop at each person's peak time.
Okay. Now,
But that business suite is very good.
do you use any tools to help you with editing your post? Like I use Canva Pro. Do you use anything?
If it's something like a photo, like I want to do a collage, then I might.
Mhm.
If it's something like I do a lot of videos because I want that check from the Reels videos. So
Okay.
I might use like something to edit, crunch my videos in, or like on IG when you post a picture, sometimes it's out of frame or the ratio
Right.
of it is
Right.
out.
Right.
So there's like different apps where you can frame it back
Okay.
together. And there's other apps that you can use that you can lessen the time because some videos they only let maybe 30 seconds, some they
Okay.
let up to 3 minutes at certain times, and so you can kind of pinch them together. But as far as paying for ads, never.
Okay. So you were going to talk about something. You wanted to circle back on something. What was
You
it about
mentioned
the
the
reels?
reels and how the reels was trying to be like TikTok. They absolutely IG and Facebook, they're getting smart and they're learning that TikTok is a big platform and they want to steal that platform, which I ain't mad at them, so I don't care. The Kardashians were pissed off, but I don't give a dang. They want to take that platform back from them, and so you're going to see a lot of reels video going crazy, especially now that this year they've invested billions. I want to say like maybe $20 billion
Uh-huh.
into reels and into
Now
making
explain to our
reels.
audience. Everybody may. I mean, I know what they are, but what?
What a reel
Explain
is.
what is a reel is?
So
Yeah.
when you post a video,
Mhm.
these videos are 30-second to 1 minute and 30-second videos. Depending on your account, they might give you access to post a 3-minute video, but they're typically 30 seconds to 1 minute and 30 seconds. It's just a quick little video. If you've ever been on TikTok, you might see a viral sound and you're putting the viral sound behind your face. And so before you just hit share video, now you hit share reel. The difference is the real video is suggested to other people that are not anywhere near your algorithm. There are people that are not nowhere on your friends list. Outside people are now seeing these videos, so they're reaching a wider audience. Not only
Okay.
that, but it's also visible on Google, on other sites, on Facebook. So what you share on IG gets shared on Facebook.
Wow. 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 Wow.
And the money they're putting up right now is $1,200 a month.
Mm-hmm.
It's invite only. It's $1,200 a month. They call it a bonus. So let's say you have monetization. That's one thing. That's a set of money you get, right? It's a whole income. Your monetization, you get paid on your posts, you get paid on your videos. Well, this
Okay.
is now, it doesn't matter if you have 10,000 followers, you can have 500 followers, and they are opening the door for you to be able to be a creator and create little trending videos, and they will pay you $1,200 a month. Payday
Okay.
for me is on the 22nd. Is that tomorrow? Is that
That's
tomorrow?
tomorrow. That's tomorrow.
I get paid tomorrow from
I know
Facebook.
who's buying lunch tomorrow. I know who's buying lunch. Okay,
I get paid tomorrow.
let's we're gonna go more into that. I'm gonna take a quick break just to share this little announcement. We're gonna
Okay.
get more specific into monetization. Is that fine?
Absolutely.
Okay, just we'll be right back. One quick break.
Hey everyone, this is Charles with Detroit Metro Plug Podcast. If you are finding value in today's video, I invite you to subscribe, like, and comment. We would love to hear your feedback. And don't forget to click on that notification bell so you can be notified when we have upcoming episodes of difference makers in the area of entrepreneurship and community involvement. If you're interested in being a part of our Facebook networking community, I invite you to click on the link to be a part of that community. This is a place where you can network with like minded people and a chance to share about your product or service. If you're interested in working with me directly on how you can share your story with video or with podcasting, you can email me direct at DetroitMetroPlug313@gmail.com. Thanks again, and let's get back to this interview.
All right. If you're just joining us, we're here with Toy Marie, known as the Chop Goddess. She shared a little bit about her background, how she got into the hair and beauty industry, as well as how she evolved and developed products for men with treating
And
their
women.
hair and women, men and women. She shared her story, and she started to go into how she became a social media influencer and started talking and shared some powerful tips. I would believe like a masterclass on tips on posting and expanding your reach. And she started to go a little bit into monetization, and we want to get into that. So you have to be invited to. How does that work? How do you get involved in a monetization program with Meta, Instagram, or even TikTok?
So if you go and you click on your settings and you click under monetization, it's going to tell you what each person's specific guidelines are you have to reach.
So that's
For
available to
instance,
everybody. You can go to settings. Hit on there's a
well, it'll
monetization
show you,
thing.
yeah, to everybody that you're able to go and see.
I
So
didn't know
it'll
that.
probably say something like it'll probably say just not monetizable or something like that. And so,
Oh,
for instance, that app I just told you, that Business Suite app.
the
For
business
instance, I
suite app.
have over 10 pages, right? They're not my personal page, but like business, the temporary business style pages. It'll give me blue check marks saying, okay, these are the different pages that can be monetized. And then it'll say if they can't be monetized, it'll tell you the reasons why. I go to
Okay.
Facebook jail a lot. So like some of my pages might not be monetized for temporarily not monetized because I go to Facebook jail. And
Now
so
I
they're
see
like, look,
some people. I've never been to Facebook jail, so I
I
don't
go
have
a lot.
I don't have
I am a
Facebook street
Facebook
cred. So
felon.
what is it to cause you to go to Facebook jail?
Anything like, and you don't have no trial, so they don't want to hear your side of the story. But let me see. During like the Black Lives Matter time period, you
Right.
couldn't say black anything. If you said black anything, you went to Facebook jail. I went for
What
60
What do you mean?
days.
Like say
I
black?
said black people and I went to jail for 60 days. That means
That
you are
doesn't
not
make
allowed
any
to
sense.
post.
I don't understand. What you say black? That doesn't even
it
make any
it
sense.
changes. So okay, at this time during the Black Lives Matter, after
Right.
George Floyd,
Foreman.
what happened was
Floyd. George
they
Floyd.
brought in basically computers, as you will. They brought in a bunch of computers that basically filtered through certain words, and they were automatically
Oh.
sending people to jail. But any other time, usually there's a person, and they'll send you to jail. Like one time, I went to jail because I had said it was a black woman. It showed her silhouette. She was in like she was outside in the dark, but you couldn't see anything. And I said the black woman is a god or goddess. And
Right.
I went to jail for 30 days.
30 days. Wow. Wow. Wow.
Another time, I think I try to stay away from like news sites and arguing on news sites with like racist people because I
Right.
was on one of the news sites, and anything you say on there, they're going to go and try to report you. So they're like,
Wow.
you're bullying. I'm like, what? He just called
Bullying.
me the
Okay.
N-word and he said that was an
Wow.
N.
Wow.
No,
Well,
so they're going
listen,
to just send you to jail.
listen, Chop Goddess. I don't want to go to Facebook jail. I want to know how to monetize. How to
So
tell the folks, okay, so they go to the settings and they can.
So you go to
And,
your settings. Usually, in order to be monetized, you have to switch your account to like a business profile. So on IG, you just simply go to your settings. At the bottom, it says switch account type. Everybody starts off as a personal account.
right.
So you want to switch your account type to either a business or professional account. That's the first thing.
Right.
The next thing you want to do, and for so many people that say, like, why are they not getting paid on their Reels video bonus? It's probably because you didn't set up your account. You have to turn in tax information. You have to turn in your ID. You have to turn in your tax information. You have to connect your.
When you say tax, you mean your EIN number?
If you have an EIN. If you don't have an EIN, then it's your social. And some people are like, I'm not about to get IG and Facebook, my social, but you're not going to get paid.
Oh, okay.
Because just like any
EIN
business,
number, right?
If you have it, if you don't have an EIN, then it's your social.
Right. Okay.
So some people don't have an EIN. Like I don't think people understand, but they understand more after COVID hit, when they decide you can really get these unemployment checks. All you need to do is make $600 a month. So I don't care if you made a crayon painting for somebody. If you collected $600 for that crayon drawing, you were eligible to collect thousands of dollars in unemployment. And people are getting wiser now. So the same information is the things you need. It's something called like a 1099 you usually get. Anytime you receive any type of money or hand off money, you get a 1099. Okay.
So social security number, tax information.
You need your EIN, your social security number. You need your bank account. You must link your bank account.
Right, because
there will be no payout unless you enter your bank information. Even if it's Cash App, there's still a bank account number that's attached to it, and that's where a lot of people.
So what happens if somebody don't have a bank account? They go to the liquor store to cash their checks and all that stuff.
You can't do it.
You can't do it. No money order.
You can't do it because everything is taxable. Like they're changing things. Like even on Cash App, they're changing where if you get any money over $600, it's being reported. So they're changing things. So you absolutely have to listen. Cash App is a free bank. It gives you a bank number, a routing number, and an account number. It's free, and you can get a card if you choose to. But yeah, so that's something free you can do. Cash App for sure. And
so you go in.
PayPal is free.
Okay, so you go in your settings, and then what makes you eligible? Is it you got to have a certain amount of followers or?
It's different criteria for different people. So some types of monetization is, let's say you have all of these followers and your videos are doing numbers. Well, you're going to have somebody to come around to say, I want to put an ad in your video. Okay, sure. I'm going to start marketing rice-a-roni. So when you're looking at me like how I'm speaking right now, bloop, I just happened to stop, and for 30 seconds, rice-a-roni is coming across the screen. That's a check.
Right.
Every single person that was watching that video, they was racking in and collecting you a check. Now let's say you don't meet the criteria for monetization, right? You don't have maybe all of the followers, you don't have things. Well, this year they're doing bonuses. Like I said,
IG now what's the bonus?
IG bonus pays $1,200, and then Facebook pays a separate bonus. Okay. They're owned by the same person. Right. You can see the videos on both platforms. This video that we're on right now, if you were to share this under Reels on Facebook, the numbers are going to count towards your bonus. And then if you turn around and post this same video on IG, the numbers from both Facebook and IG are going to count, and that's going to be a whole separate check.
Wow. Because I have Reels on IG that just went like 5,000, 3,000.
That 5,000 video was probably worth $30, $30 or $40. That 5,000 video, it made you $30.
That could have bought us lunch at Panera Bread.
Okay, that video.
Now you went into
$30.
How does the monetization work? You get a certain amount per view, or you got to have so many. What's the pay structure?
You have so many different levels. Like I said, sometimes it's people, once they see like your numbers or your videos are doing numbers, they might be like, hey, Toy, a lot of the clothes I wear, they're like, put this clothes on in your next video, this shirt on in your next video, and we're gonna pay you $1,000 just to wear the shirt for 5 minutes. I got a whole luxury comfort set for going live for 30 minutes. So you have those people that are sending you gifts. Then you have the people that wants to put an ad on your either in your video, or they're saying, hey, mention my restaurant and I'm going to pay you to mention my restaurant. Those are different levels of monetization. Like I said,
Okay.
you have different bonuses where if you do certain things, they'll let you know what you need to do. And once you do them, you get paid off of that. Like I said, I get paid tomorrow from even just one stream is $1,200.
Okay. How do you find the criteria, or what's the criteria for the bonuses?
So the bonus is an invite. They send you an
invite
invite.
only.
And so what I recommend,
How
and
do I
let me say
get
this.
set up to
There's
get
a
invited?
twofold, right? So not only do paid now they give the $20 billion for you to make Reels videos, but they threw in like an extra $5 billion for Black creators. If you are
Okay.
Black and you are a creator,
I am
they
Black.
noticed they noticed there was a scale that, let's say I posted a video that said Jingle Bell. Well, the person that was white, they got 20 million views to my 100,000 views. So
Right.
they decided to push money into Black creators. The best thing I can tell you about how to alert them that you are Black is to start using hashtags. Start using words. All of your words generate and they go places. And we're on this video. If I'm talking to him about wooden fences, when we get off of this live, you're about to see things pop up about wooden fences, right?
Okay.
So you're setting off an alarm. Basically, when you start saying different things. So I would suggest you put something like hashtag Black love, hashtag Black lives matter, hashtag Black business, hashtag Black entrepreneurs. And then you keep on posting your videos. Eventually you'll get the invite. Right now, like I said, it's invite only. It isn't open to the public, but keep on posting and use your hashtags. Your hashtags are so important.
I want to get invited. Can I send an email to Mark
No.
Zuckerberg or somebody
No,
at
not
IG?
yet,
Or
not yet. It
can
is
you give me an
invite
introduction
only.
to somebody?
But what I can tell you is keep posting the
I'm gonna keep
videos
posting.
and use your hashtag.
I'm gonna add the hashtag. Now, I'm glad you talked about that. How many? What's the minimum of hashtags or you should have, or how many? I've
On
seen some with
IG,
3. I've
there's no
seen
limit on
50.
Facebook. On Facebook,
Okay.
there's no limit for hashtags, but I would not suggest you use more than 5 hashtags on Facebook, or
5
even
hashtags.
hashtags at all on Facebook.
I thought that I never really put hashtags on
Yeah,
Facebook. I thought it
Facebook is
wasn't.
not a good idea because as
Right.
less words as possible get you
Right.
the most visibility for Facebook.
But
IG,
yeah.
you are allowed 30 hashtags. If you try to go over 30, they're just going to remove the whole whatever the paragraph was. They're going to remove all of it. When
But
you
you said
post it.
minimum 5.
A minimum of 5. I mean, like no, I said on Facebook. On Facebook, I probably wouldn't want to put more than 5 hashtags because, like I said, it's going to decrease your visibility. Facebook doesn't want too many words unless specifically you're telling a story about something. That's the only time you want to put a bunch of words on something.
Okay, what about IG? How many?
IG 30.
You do 30.
Yes, I
Now,
do 30.
do you copy and paste, or do you go to another
I'm glad
web?
you said that. Yes, I have a notepad. People are like, how can I do this all day? No, I have a notepad on my phone. I just go copy, paste. When I want to talk about something different, I create a whole new cycle of hashtags.
Okay,
and
you
copy,
have a
paste.
groups of hashtags.
I was talking to my cousin last night. She has Sisters with Opinion is her business. Her name is Jan, and so she had a video, and I want to say it's over like 200,000 right now. And she was like, look what I did. Cause I said, Jan, did you use your hashtag? She was like, no. I said, oh my God. I said, let me show you the difference. So I took her, I Googled my name, right? My name came up on Google. And then I clicked on one of the sites that was reporting on me. And it said, Chop got his toy, 20.1 million. And I said, I Googled her name. I said, it says your name 0. I said, your visibility on offshore sites it's not there. Your presence isn't there. You didn't use your hashtag.
So
if
the
you have a
hashtags
name
work
that you
on
go
Google
by,
too?
yeah, your hashtag is on Google. Your hashtag makes you more visible on Google.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you said that because I didn't know I was putting hashtags on IG, but didn't know how.
So when you Google that thing that you hashtag, you're gonna. Depending on what you use. I haven't seen yours, but you should be coming up on Google.
How do you research which hashtags to use? Do you go?
So whatever you're into, whatever you're doing. So like I said, what's your audience? What is your audience? What is your audience talking about? Like, is your audience, is most of the people in your audience talking about, I don't know, beer? Do a hashtag beer, Budweiser. Do a hashtag. If football is about to come, I'm going to be hashtagging football all day. Alabama A&M Bulldogs.
Right,
all
right,
day I'm
right.
gonna be
So it
had
depends
Roll
on
Tide is
okay.
gonna be my hashtag all for the rest of the year.
All right. So the bonus is invite, and then you mentioned some other programs, but you said go to your settings and see what you can monetize.
Yeah, that business suite,
Business
that
suite.
business suite, it helps you and it tells you what some things that you're eligible for. Like it'll say you're
Okay.
eligible for ads. It'll say like
Right.
ads that they provide,
Right.
or that
Yes.
they're partnered with,
Right.
and so it'll tell you you're eligible to go reach out to these different people to see if you qualify, and then you go through. It'll have like the application. You go fill out your application, and then
Mhm.
it tells you every single thing that you need.
Wow.
But like I
Wow.
said, that's only one. So those are like their people. You have other people you can reach out to and you can convince to pay you money
Right.
because you
So yeah,
believe you're
I like how you said it. So there's one. I got my notes out. I'm in class. So there's one. Through Meta or through Facebook Meta. But then you
Mhm.
said you can monetize your content by like businesses
Yes,
who want
yes,
to borrow
especially
your
local businesses.
influence. So break that
Yes.
down. What's that process like? You know.
I might contact someone and I'm like, yo, here's my numbers. Here's the numbers I did on this video. I think I would be great to either come eat at your restaurant and do a short video saying I came to your restaurant. And
Okay.
so this is what my fees are. Are you willing to pay it? They either gonna say yes or
Yes
no.
or no. Okay. So that's like a business or a brand sponsorship.
Yeah,
So you
yes,
reach out,
yes.
say, hey, I have
Ambassador. So
20,000
sometimes it's
views.
called like a brand ambassador. Like I
A
get
brand
jewelry sent to
ambassador.
me all the time. They're
Okay.
like, yo, just wear our jewelry. It might be $50. So they're like, here's $50 to put this necklace on. Okay, you put these earrings on for $50.
All right. So
Cool.
I think they call that deliverables. So you say, okay, if you do 2 posts at the restaurant, that's
Mm-hmm.
deliverable, and then they may say $100 each post or whatever number.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And don't think like it's so many, like think of like even celebrities that you watch, they do it all the time. Like I know I
Oh yeah,
watch
of
Cash
course.
Dow do it all the time. She goes,
Yeah.
look, I'm doing promos right now. You want me to post your stuff on my story? The fee is, well, she's probably charging like $200 or $300. I think I saw at one
Right.
point.
Right.
But
Right.
but yeah, so they do it all the time.
Okay. Okay. Wow. 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 Now I know this is probably a lot for a lot of people. Who just hear all what you're saying, post 3 times a
Mhm.
day, post at 8 o'clock, 12,
Post, post, post,
in the
post.
evening. And they may say, man, I don't know what to do with all that. But if they say, hey, can you hold my hand? How do I work with you? Can you help me with this to expand my reach?
So
Or
I
so,
do. There's
so
several
how do they get?
businesses.
So tell me
Um,
how you work with people to handle this, or teach them, or work with them directly.
So they would hire me to be their marketer. So I do social media marketing. I'm a creative director, so I create content. So that's rather if you're an artist, that's rather me showing up to your studio and having a jam out session to get it up and going, popping at your studio session. I'm posting about it. Your photo shoot. I'm like, this looks good like this, or oh, let's go outside. I think this will look better. There's the dress shop, Unique Lady. I marketed for and got their numbers up to where they're at right now. They had no visibility and they're like the number one dress store in
Right,
Michigan. And
right,
so
right,
I'm
right.
like, look, I'm going to come while you guys are doing your sale thing and I'm going to do my thing and work around your store while you're doing your sales and get it cracking
Mhm.
in the store and make several posts or tell you what post looks good based on your numbers and the people that are on your page, what they want to see.
Right,
Or if they have like, just a business or a brand, or their community events. I'm always doing community events. I usually don't charge for anything like that because I have a nonprofit, Loopy Fly Inc. So I'm usually all for community service, community events. I'm always down or to lend a hand or to make a post about it. But other
right,
things like your brand, if you are the brand or if you have a product you're selling, I help
right,
you either with the imaging of it to show you how to display it,
right.
what wordplay you should be using to get the most reach for it, or I completely handle it for you. My consultation fee is $100, which is a 30-minute consultation. And like I
Right.
say, I provide numbers. So I'm not somebody, a lot of people go out here and they tell people to go buy followers. They tell people to go buy likes. I show you my backhand office. I can tell you how many clicks came from what. How many people was in New York and they decided to click on your name because of a post that I helped you create. So I show you the backhand office and the before and afters. Anything I do it before and after on. So if it's your page,
Right.
and you want me to get more likes on your page, I take a picture of that before, and then after I touch it, I take an after, so you can see. Look, here I produce numbers.
Right. We have somebody who's watching wanted to ask, what about YouTube? I don't. Any you want to address that about how to?
What about YouTube? YouTube is very hard. YouTube, you have to have a minimum of 1,000 subscribers, right? And so you have to convince 1,000 people they should subscribe to your channel. If you're somebody that is actively posting and you have a gathering of content and videos, it's probably something easy number you can get to. And so they have, I think, 4 criteria. You have to have something like don't quote me, but I think this is it. Something like, is it 20,000 or 40,000 watt? Is it 4,000 watch hours or how many? No, you don't know. You need 1,000
I know
subscribers.
it's 1,000 subscribers because I do YouTube, and
Yeah.
there's a certain amount of watch time. I don't know if it's
You have
4,000.
to watch time, so you have to have your watch time, and you
Right,
have
to
to
get
have
the
your subscribers.
yeah, that's the YouTube AdSense program.
Right.
Right. Well, you
Now,
can
another thing about
monetize.
YouTube, so that's how you get monetized. So you go
Right,
through that. Once you hit it, it'll give you those
right,
green checks. It'll give you the green light and say, okay, you met this. It's like 4. It's 4 criteria. So when you go to your settings and you hit monetization, it's going to tell you you're 4. They'll say not yet or you're ready. When you're
right,
ready, you fill out the application, and then boom, you start making money off of your videos. They can put
okay,
ads in your videos, the same stuff. Another thing to make money that they're doing now. There's this app called Bigo and Miko. It's ratchet, so I wouldn't tell anybody really go on it, but
Bigo and Miko.
unless you just were desperate for like followers. I don't want the fans from Bigo and Migo.
Right.
But they pay you for going live. Not only do they pay you to go live, they have this system to where, say like how we're talking right now, and those people are giving questions, they can like throw beans at us, they can throw gold coins at us, they can throw flowers at us. All of that equals up to be money. Guess who's doing that now? Facebook is now doing that, and TikTok. So when you're going live on TikTok, people are throwing you flowers. People are throwing you, I don't know, spatulas. And those spatulas equaled up to be $1 to maybe $20 each.
Right.
Then on Facebook, they're starting to do stars. They have a star program. They have all these little quirks where you can give people awards and different things like that. They pay you from that stuff. You can even do a subscription now on Facebook where you can subscribe to exclusive content.
Yeah, it's on IG too. Yes, membership.
Yes. So yes, it's on IG too. So that's what they're doing now. There's so many different ways to make money. Like I'm talking about, like, I think I make so much from social media. I don't have to cut hair anymore. And I cut hair.
Wow, that's a blessing. You don't have. I wanted you to do a little chop piece on mine, put my logo in the back
right
of my
now
head
because I'm focused on films right now, and so I only cut a select few.
We're gonna get into the film that, but I just want to wrap up a little bit. You were going into how people work with you, and so what's the best way for them to get in contact with you if they want to work with you?
You can contact me either via my website, www.chopgoddess.com, my social media, which is chopgoddess.com, or Toy Marie. I'm on IG, Facebook, everywhere. And so I have my business phone number listed. My email is chopgoddesstoy@gmail.com. That's probably the fastest and easiest way to get a hold of me, because my pages online are literally flooded. So I get a lot of messages, unnecessary messages.
Right. I can imagine. So I wanted to just real quick, just to clarify, when you're working with real people, with businesses, and they want you to do promos or ambassadorship, do you have a standard contract? What is the whole process?
So we usually have that all up, and so it's just I usually have to study what they have going on so that I know how massive of a project it is that I have to take over, and then we put together something. I do have various packages that people can afford, so I'm not all like, oh, you gotta give me $1,000. No, I have different breakdowns, and then you can choose, like, if you want me to do so many hours of marketing, if you want me to come on site and collect content for so often, or like I said, studio or your shoot. Like I have different prices. So based on how many followers you have, what your goal is, what you're trying to do. Some people, their goal is maybe more customers. Some people's goal is they want to make money off of social media. Like I said, I make enough money. My cut started $50 when other barbers' cuts started $20, and I don't have to cut a head again off of social media alone.
How do people work deeper with? Do you have with you? Do you have like some training program? They just want to learn what you learn. Do you do a class or?
I haven't
And
set up classes yet. I'm thinking
okay,
about doing classes. There's so many
yeah, because
classes
you
I'm
got a
thinking
lot of
about doing.
information. There's people who
I'm thinking
pay.
about doing marketing classes, and
Yeah,
but
social.
they're usually so generic. If you don't get one on one with them to
You
really
can do it and
learn,
record it, and then it could be a
yeah,
webinar, and people will just pay to watch
yeah.
it over and over.
See,
Yeah.
I like to make like a like a deeper impact. So like I like to go and actually study the people that are on your friends list, what they are
Oh, okay.
talking about, and like
Right,
to
right, right.
actually give you, I can give generic information all day long, but I
Right.
think I am going to do something like that, some sort of class to show people because it's like it's
Okay.
a lot of simple stuff, but they just don't know where to find it.
Right, right. Yeah, I've learned just through this interview. All right, so let's get you mentioned a little bit. So the people know how to get in touch with you on all social media handles. That's the
Mhm.
Chop Goddess.
Or Troy
Um,
Marie.
oh yeah, and then you shared your email. Share your email
Yeah.
one more time.
Shop Goddess, which is ChopGoddesstoy,
Hmm.
Chop Goddess Toy at gmail.com. Or
Okay,
if you just Google Chop Goddess or
got
Toy
it.
Marie, I'll come up in some form or fashion.
Okay, and that's great. And for those who be watching the replay on YouTube, we'll have information in the description of how to get in touch with her email
And subscribe to my YouTube.
and her YouTube
Chop
channel.
Goddess on YouTube.
All right. So before we wrap up, you talked a little bit about it. So you make enough on social media where you don't have to cut hair, and
Mm-hmm.
you going after your new passion or always a passion in writing
Always
and
been a
film.
passion. I've always been a writer.
Okay. So share us a little bit about that and what's going on with that.
So
Your
I am
writing
a
and
film writer. I'm a film writer. I'm a film director. I make movies. And
okay.
so I've dedicated the rest of this year to be all about film. Anything media, anything film is what I'm on right now. I have a few scripts that I'm working on currently. So I'm always looking for extras and actors. And then I'm working with some other people. We just finished up the movie Contract Healer, which will be
Okay.
on Tubi and I believe Prime. And so that's Contract Healer. It's written by Erica Gomez and
Okay.
produced by Stockhouse. And
Okay.
so my daughter got her assistant directing credit from that, and she's only 16.
Okay.
And so we did a whole lot of things from that project, but we just finished wrapping that up.
Okay.
But there's tons of film companies and film production
And I
companies.
saw you did a post where
And
you
that
met
post
with the
went crazy overnight, right? I
yeah,
made the post for one movie. I
right,
wrote the sex scenes for the movie, so I wasn't like the writer other than those scenes.
right,
And so, but he asked me a favor. He's like, as a friend, can you make a post looking for a male lead role? When I made
right,
the post for him, I had 4 other production companies
right, right,
inbox
right,
me, like, hey, can I go through the list? Because this is good. You know how hard it is for them to find actors? And a lot of people get intimidated because they believe they don't have the skills to do acting. But a lot of these companies, they need them so badly, they're doing workshops of acting. I'm even doing
right,
acting
right, right,
workshops for people. So you don't even have to have all of the experience. When we have people that can teach you and train you, we need
right,
people, we need bodies. And so
right, right.
on that post, if I post something, listen, you can take it to the bank. If I
Mhm.
connect somebody to somebody, you can take it to the bank. And so
Right,
on that one post, like I said, it started off with 4 people that had movies they were coming up with, and now they're going through the list, contacting people on that list. But it went up to, I think I got over 15 inboxes from different film crews. They're
right,
like,
right,
listen, we want to use that list. I'm like, use it. It's enough room and enough food for everybody to eat. I ain't never selfish. If I
right.
shared
That's
it, you
good.
can take it.
All right, that's good. Now you want to share? I think you had well, at least you put it on your Facebook. You had an important meeting with a local film producer.
Oh, you did an interview with him. I met
Yes,
with
yes. I
Dennis
didn't know if
Reed.
you feel okay to share about. Yeah, I had a
Yeah,
podcast
you had a
interview with
meeting with him,
Dennis
and that
Reed the
meeting
second.
actually helped me. It helped me for my meeting because I got a grasp for who he was. I knew
Okay.
he was a Detroiter, and we have
Yes.
similar mindsets, and I got a grasp for what he likes. He liked
Oh, okay.
the
So
realness.
that interview helped you to prepare you for your
Yes,
meeting.
I looked
Oh,
at
okay.
that interview.
See, that's
I
that's
was
what we're
so
about.
nervous.
We're
And
about
I went in there
connections.
and I said, you
Right,
know what?
right,
He's
right,
probably
right.
not used to people being real or telling them the truth. I went in there, I went and studied all his movies, and I don't even watch TV, mind you. I went and studied all those movies, and I found flaws in the movies. And I said, either he's going to hate my guts, like, who does this chick think she is, pulling out my flaws? Like, who the fuck are you? Or he's going to be like amazed. So then I told him I saw some things that were in some of the films. He was like, what? My movies? I'm like, yeah, I saw this, and these are things I do. I pay attention to detail and da da da. So once he told me to come around the desk and point it out, I was like, all right, I got him. At first I was scared, but I was like, I got him. And so he asked me to go ahead and write some of his films.
Oh wow! So you're gonna be a writer. That's a great collaboration. That's
Yeah,
awesome. That's
I'm
awesome.
excited and looking forward to it.
So before we wrap up, any announcements or anything you want to share?
Other than Contract Killer, that is coming underway. Thanksgiving is coming up, so I love to do like a drive where you guys are dropping off coats and different non-perishable items and gloves and hats, so that I can go ahead and get those out to the homeless people, the people that are sleeping outside. A lot of them are by the Spirit of Detroit. It's like these little walk down little tunnel things. They have like a whole tent city there, and a lot of cast, they call it cast corridors. There's a lot of people out there that need things, need items, like hygiene products and things like that. If you like to book me to either do a speaking engagement, or if you like to book me for any of your branding, your products, to do your marketing, I am available for booking. My cuts are limited, but you can always go to my website and buy products, my beard and hair growth products, which is chopgoddess.com. And please subscribe to the YouTube.
Okay. And I put your email in the comments. Somebody requested, so I put it in there so they can see the email there in the comments section. So this was awesome. I just want to thank you again for your time. You're doing great work. You're definitely a difference maker and a community leader, entrepreneur. You took what you had from your learning from your grandmother,
Yeah.
and she passed that tradition to you. You got that Detroit hustle, and you
That's
help
what I say.
people.
I'm a queen of hustling Detroit. And I moved
Yeah,
back here for a reason. I wanted
right,
somebody that looked like me, that came from where I came from, that had
right, right,
nothing. That had nothing and turned it into something. So I'm always here and
right,
open for
right.
questions and collab.
And I thank you again. You basically put on a
Thank
mini
you.
masterclass on how to have social media influence, how to monetize. And so I want to thank you for that. And I know you're going to be successful as you continue in your journey with film and writing, because you have the drive and the passion, and wish you
Thank
much
you.
success. And with this platform, we're not just about giving out good information, and not just about highlighting entrepreneurs and community leaders. We also want to celebrate you and give you your flowers for
Aw.
the work you've done. So we definitely want to say thank you for what you're doing and what
Thank
you've
you
done.
so
Yeah.
much.
So I appreciate that. Okay. All right. So thank you for those who have watched live on this podcast. Basically, you got a mini masterclass on how to increase your social media influence, how to monetize, and what steps to go. So if you need to work deeper with the Chop Goddess, her email's in the comments. It'll be in the description. If you want to know how to go deeper in having increasing your social media influence, or if you want to work directly with her to promote some of your products, if you're a business in the area or anywhere else. But thanks again for tuning in. Tomorrow, I'll be hosting interviewing another African American lady influencer. She is known as the Love Enthusiast, and she founded the Crave Awards, where they celebrate the gems of hidden gems in Detroit. They've been doing recognizes people. That'll be on tomorrow at 8 o'clock. So we got two dynamic women from Detroit, influencers in their own right. So thanks again for tuning in. That is it for our broadcast today. Thank you.